People ask me all the time, now that you're retired, why are you teaching? Why are you going to school? Why do you teach overseas? Here is my answer. A long time ago, in a land far away, a baby girl was born to a fisherman and his beautiful wife. The baby's name was Klavdia. Life was good in their small village tucked up against the Volga River and the Caspian Sea. Before too long, Klavdia had 6 siblings. There was plenty of love and laughter. And then the revolutions and civil war rocked all of Russia. During that time, Klavdia's mother and siblings all died. Her father was missing. Klavdia was shuffled from relative to relative, an extra mouth to feed in hard times. One day, Klavdia received a parcel. It was from her father in California. It contained a letter asking her to come to the U.S. and be with him, and also official government papers for her to begin her journey. By herself, Klavdia left the city of Astrakhan by boat to Moscow. From Moscow, on her 18th birthday, she boarded the first train she had ever seen for a trip across Siberia to Harbin, China, and then on to the rest of China to Japan. Then, onto the ship that would take her to San Francisco, California, USA, and her father. She heard English spoken for the first time on her 18-day Pacific Ocean journey. Klavdia's plan for herself when she came to California was to resume her education, go to school and learn. Her father wanted her to get married and have children. Since he was now her only family, she didn't want to disobey him. She was married at 20 years old and had her only child, my mother, on her 21st birthday. I'm sitting with my grandmother Klavdia in the convalescent home she is living in. I am listening to her tell me about her epic journey to America. She's 101 years old. I've heard this story many times during my life, but I listen. For the first time, she reveals how upset she was, and still is, concerning her father's insistence that instead of her going back to school like she wanted, she was to get married and have children. I can only imagine what she was thinking when he told her his plan for her. She had lost her whole family and had just found him. I'm sure she didn't want to lose him, so being the obedient daughter, she complied with his wishes. I told her right there that I would help people like her, immigrants to the U.S. needing to learn to speak English. She squeezed my hand as tears dropped from her eyes. I had always wanted to teach, but could never coordinate jobs, family obligations, and school. I was recently retired, doing volunteer work in the community, one of which was tutoring English with one adult immigrant student. I knew I needed to learn how to correctly teach English, and I needed experience teaching. I took on another adult immigrant student to teach English. I attended all the tutoring workshops available. I read and studied English grammar books and other books on how to teach English. I volunteered at Sonoma State in their English conversation program. I earned a TESOL teaching certificate. I volunteered teaching English at Real School in Santa Rosa. I taught English to European, Russian, and Chinese students during the summers for Education First, EF. I taught English to the parents of students at an elementary school in Santa Rosa for 2 years. I taught English a month each during the summers of 2012 and 2013 at Balashak University in Karaganda, Kazakhstan. I enrolled in a Master of Arts program in teaching English to speakers of other languages at the University of San Francisco. I volunteer as a teacher's assistant for the Jesuit Commons Project for refugees seeking education in Africa. I have taught English to students from 5 continents and at least 16 countries. I am a changed person from the one that promised my grandmother that I would help those that, like her, needed help. I have become a teacher. I am focused. I have a passion for my students. I feel that when I shuffle off this mortal coil, I will have honored my promise to my grandmother, and I will have given, at least for some of my students, a better chance at a better life.